Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. Everybody's waiting for the new Electribes, myself included. And since the new Electribe sampler is not going to come out for a long time, I decided to buy another ESX. And because I decided to get another ESX, I decided to do more tutorials, which led me to the fact that I've had an EMX sitting in my house for months that has not been used. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make drum sounds using the synth parts. The EMX drum parts are so flat. They're decent for some percussion, they're decent for some hi-hats, but as a general rule, they just sound pretty terrible, I think. You might disagree with me, and that's fine. But what I'm going to show you is how to get a livelier, more synthetic, more on the spot, more spontaneous drum sound that is constantly changing a bit because I'm going to use the synth parts to create the drum sounds, okay? Now this machine is full of all kinds of patterns that were in here originally with the machine, and they're terrible. Let's listen. Oh, that's not too bad. That's the House 2, Side Trance 5. I guess they're okay, I guess. They're pretty terrible. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this House 2 one. And instead of erasing the entire pattern so that I have to find the sounds again, I'm just going to hit Shift Pad 7 and clear part. And then I'm going to hold down Shift while selecting all the instruments that I want to erase, which is all of them. And then number 7, choop. Now there's no sequence data, but all the sounds are still there. Okay, so I'm going to choose synth part number 1, and first we're going to make a kick, and I'm going to make a nice thick heavy 808 kick. And in order to do that, you can use any of the synth oscillators to create your own drum sounds. However, what I'm going to do is I feel like, especially for a good solid 808 kick, that I need a pure waveform. So I'm going to change it to waveform. And over here in part edit, I'm going to change it to sine. Now let's listen. There's a few things. One, there's a little bit of wave shaping with oscillator 1 edit. I want that all the way off. And I want the oscillator 2, which is the pitch right in the middle, just to start. Okay? And then the envelope, it's already set, the amp EG, which is amplitude envelope generator, it's already set to a slope, so it has a release, okay? Which is good, but I'm going to adjust that EG time to get where I think is a good 808 kick for maybe a trap set. Now, the thing is I'm going to use the F as well, okay? Because F has a heavy bass response, okay? That's why much bass music is recorded in F minor. But anyway, okay, I'm going to turn the drive down. That's a pure sine wave. Okay, I'm going to go 1 octave lower. Now that's a heavy 808 kick. Now, in order to give it that punch at the beginning of the kick, like the 808, modulation is what we need to do. We need to modulate the pitch. So let's set the pitch, or the destination of the modulation to pitch. And we need the waveform of the modulation to just be a single shot. It's the same as that release in the amplitude envelope generator. It just does it once and then fades out, okay? So we're going to set it to there. You don't want it to repeat itself over and over. You'll get a wobbly pitch modulation in your kick, okay? So right now we have... Now, the reason why is because the depth was all the way up, okay? Which is fine, but the speed, which is slow, needs to be going faster. So let's listen. We adjust the speed till we find a good kick drum. Now that's good. I'm going to turn the level all the way up, and I'm going to turn the drive up just a tad to give it some punch. Okay, 808 kick. Now I'm going to go to synth part number 2, and I'm going to make a snare. So in the synth oscillator section, I want to change it to noise. Okay, and I'll put the color of the noise right in the middle, and then over here, this is the rate of the noise. Okay, I'm going to adjust that until I find something I like. Okay. Faster rate, which is the lower numbers, is a higher pitched. Okay, I've got it sent to the effects and turning that off. I'm going to turn the level all the way up again and give it some drive. Okay, and it's already set to amp EG with a slope. Let's turn that down. That's pretty good. I'm going to set the filter to high pass filter. Resonance all the way down. I'm going to turn the cutoff all the way down, which is open, so you can hear the bass. And I'm going to slowly fade that back until I find a nice punch. Okay, I'm going to use the resonance. No, resonance off. That's a good punch, so I have not too bad, right? Okay, now I'm going to make a tom. Okay, so I'll use synth part number 3. For the synth oscillator, I'm going to go to cross modulation because I can mix pure waveforms with noise waveforms. So over here in part edit, I'm going to go to the last one, which is sine mixed with noise. Okay, now with no modulation, you'll just hear the sine wave. We'll turn the pitch in the middle. Listen. That's a good, turn that all the way up. Mess with the envelope time. That sounds kind of like a synth tom. Listen. Turn up the drive a little. Okay. It's not a bandpass filter. I wasn't planning on using that, but that actually kind of gives that isolates that tom pitch band. So, and now I'm going to slowly fade the noise in. Now let's record a sequence. Go to pattern. Looks like we're in 130 BPMs. We'll go down. Length is 4. Sounds good. In global, I have the metronome giving me a count in and then giving me the punch. So we'll start with. Okay. Mess with that there we go. And let's write this and then change it to 8, and so we can throw some toms in at the very last. Here, wait a second. I'm going to use the arpeggiator. Oops. Looks like I got some swing in there. I'm going to turn it down. Okay. I'm going to do that again. Let's get rid of the snare and the kick. So that's how you make a good, that's how you make a decent drum kit with the synth parts. So I'm going to throw some hi-hats in there just because. anyway, there you have it. Everybody have a good holiday season, and there's going to be more tutorials coming up soon. See you guys.